when I was this player. Okay, I was completely, utterly hard stuck in Diamond 2 because I kept on walking these pairs. Okay, and for a couple of years, I was wondering why I'm stuck, and I had no idea what to do. I thought I do everything correctly. Until one day, I magically realized I died once, or like I lost a game that I thought we should be winning. I looked into it, and I realized, Jesus Christ, I died before objective spawned, and then we lost the objective, and then we lost the game. So I started actually looking at myself more closely, and after fixing this mistake, I went from Diamond 2 to like my typical 300 LP master elo, right? So like this simple thing loses you so many games, which is super frustrating because it's not easy to spot, okay? But I really hope it's going to help you out here. But last point that I want to talk about here, botlane.
No, it's very valid.
Yeah. Botlane. Last thing I want to talk about before we end this one. Because I didn't quite get it from what you're talking about, and I think it's just nice for you to think about, just to keep it on your mind. Is how do you play the first 4 waves in botlane? This is usually where you start. It's super easy to do because this is what you do in champ select. Like you see your botlane matchup versus opponent's botlane matchup, and you already should have an idea on how the first 4 waves are being played. Okay, so I'll do it for you as an example, and then you can just keep on trying to do it on your own and see how accurately you guess all of this. But right here we have Tristana, Soraka versus Caitlyn, Thresh. I think Soraka is slightly better than Thresh in the early game, and Caitlyn does have on level 1, Caitlyn does have PTA instead of lethal tempo, so we also should win long engagements here. So I'm completely fine being hooked by Thresh because I won't die to it, and we do win long trade. So I think we should be ahead on level 1. So I'd like to push the first wave, or at least set up a slow push, so we get level 3 early. Which means wave 1 I would like to push. Wave 2 I will probably try to look for poke if we are already pushing. Alright, wave 3 is going to be our crash. Either wave 2 or wave 3, it kind of depends on how we manage waves, but one of this is going to be our crash. And then on the crash, I go for a ward. Okay. And then I let the wave bounce on wave 4. Either I will let it bounce or I push it again, depending on what my jungler is going to do. Right? It's kind of jungle dependent. But this is the game plan that I already have in Gem Select just by seeing our bot lane. And this is how the lane is going to be played out most of the time, unless someone completely ins the lane. Right?
Okay.
And it's like, I'm not sure if you know about like this type of things, but it's always just useful to think about because it makes laying phase a little bit easier and it gives you a nice idea of what you want to do.